Hello, and welcome to Keeping It Real with Shannon Live. Because you don't know how it's going to turn out.
My kids empowered me to get out.
What's going on with this remote learning and in the midst of COVID?
Working for different elected officials, learning and understanding how to put the community first.
Hi, and welcome to Keeping It Real with Shannon. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hello, Peg, co-host. How y'all doing?
Hello.
Well, before we start the show, we just wanted to say that we are praying for the people in California with all that's happening out there with the fire and people losing everything. And hopefully, it works out. People coming in, doing everything that they can do. So we're just going to keep everybody in prayer and hope everything turns out for the best. Yeah. So tonight we have some hot, juicy topics that we want to talk about. My cousin, we was talking to him, and he's worrying about dating over 60. So I don't know why that's a problem to date over 60 or any age, because I think if you're going to find somebody, you're going to find them regardless of what age you are. But since they have such a concern, these men, when they get a certain age, and I think women do too, about dating over 60 or 50 or certain ages or whatever. What do you think about as you get older, dating? Is it hard for you to find somebody to date or go out with?
Well, not all of them. I know about me personally. I'm just feeling some type of feelings because I don't know if it's a personal thing, but I've struggled, and some of my friends have struggled. It seemed like everybody's so set in their ways. And so it seemed like it's been a struggle because, once you're at a certain age, you really, really set. I mean, I'm set in my ways to certain things. I like a certain way. I do things a certain way. So it's been a struggle. But I was feeling kind of funny. I was wondering, was it personal? Was it just me? Maybe
your play days are over. That's it. That's it.
I already see what your problem is already. Right? And part of the problem I see is that you're already complacent and set in your ways. If you're not willing to meet someone to compromise, you're always going to have that. You're always going to be in that situation. And that's the problem. People want to meet and mingle when they want to bring people into this space. No, nowadays people need to be able to accept others for what they bring to the table, be able to compromise. People can agree to disagree, right? Okay, yeah. You don't like red, I don't like blue. Let's agree on another color. And that's the problem. People too busy trying to change individuals in what case and have them and want them to adapt, but it's not up for discussion. And that's part of the problem.
Yeah, I can agree with that too. But I think with all ages, there's some type of issue. So, I mean, I'm not 60 yet, not close, but I mean, you'll find that in my age group, it's like, everybody's not aligned. You want one thing and that person don't want to, do what you want to do. So, you're always going to have some kind of issue, but you're right. You have to compromise, but then you also have to look into the person that you want to be with and try to find that type of person.
That's true. I believe because nowadays I'm not 60 yet. I'm just next month I'll be just a little over that double nickel. But what I would say is that nowadays
it doesn't matter. 59 and a half is still the same thing.
I'm not 59 and a half.
She said nickel.
We're checking the mindset. But what I'm saying is that I think for me, my thing is, I'm older, my kids are grown, grandkids, I'm on my own here. And my thing is for me, at this stage again, you have to come equal or better. And I'm not talking about financially. I'm talking about I'm not into the drama. I'm into having fun. You have to set some boundaries. You have to set goals. You just I can't just compromise myself just to accommodate someone else's happiness.
Okay, now hold on. Just tell the truth.
It would be a little easier.
Just tell the truth. I thought it would be a little easier. It ain't about finances too.
No.
They got to come with a part as well, because at least they better have something to bring to the table.
No. I said they got to either come.
So,
no, I said I got to.
You wouldn't be wanting them to have money. So just
no. That's not what I'm saying. I said it's not just about finance, but they have to come equal and better, and not necessarily finance. what case is. It's other things that for me that makes a relationship a relationship. But I'm not somebody's sugar mama.
Well, finances do come into play because
Yes.
I mean, at the end of the day, I have to say I like to travel, I like to go out, I like to eat. I'm a foodie. I
Yes.
like to do things. So I can't be having someone that every time they crying broke or I can't go. Then what am I supposed to do? Go on vacation by
Suppose they
myself?
don't-
Go to
but
the
I said no.
by
I mean,
myself?
suppose they just not financially able.
Well,
I mean,
they need to stay on their
that's
side.
vain.
I don't say come broke.
Shannon brought it up, but that's vain.
No, wait a minute. I did say
financially.
no, but I did say I'm not gonna be no sugar mama neither, right? I did say you gotta come.
Excuse me.
from better-
We talking about old people dating. Old
people broke too.
60
Yes.
is not old. 60 is not old. 70 is not old.
I
80
don't
is
say
not
that.
old.
I don't say
We're
that.
talking about when we get to that age, we're not thinking about as much finance as we did when we was younger. You know,
No, I thought it would
What
be
do you
easier
want?
to- I
Do you
thought it
want
would-
a companionship or do you want to be married? I mean, it just depends on at 60 years old. What do you want? I can't see myself at 60 looking for a husband and all that. I would prefer probably companionship. You know,
That's the issue, though.
go out,
But
we
that's
do
the
things,
issue.
that's
Why
it.
not? Why not? We live in
Why not
longer.
what?
Why not be looking for? I've known some people who got married like really late.
I mean, if it happens that way, it happens that way. But I
we're living
mean,
much longer. But those are the type of issues because I thought it would be easier because I'm not looking for a career. I'm semi-retired.
You know what you
I'm
find?
not
sometimes?
looking to move. I don't have to raise children. I did
But you
that.
know what? Sometimes you find also older individuals, right? Older man sometimes want a younger woman, right? They want.
Oh, thank you for talking for me.
Right. No, but you know,
Thank you.
and vice versa.
Not always. You know, you can't say always.
No, I don't say always, but also that an older woman wants a younger man because sometimes, depending on
Really?
what their needs are. Yeah, sometimes depending on what their needs are. Listen, I got. I won't get it like
don't
that.
want to go into depth.
I won't get it like it's you as young as you feel, right? You as young as you feel, but you also want to be. I mean, you don't want to be selfish because if we're talking about people that's mobile and here and there, nobody wants to be boggled down. Nobody wants to be stressed down. And most people, I think, look for companion, even if they're not looking for anything more.
well, where's love? I don't hear anything about love here. What
That's
about
out the
love?
door, down
You
the block.
didn't get to that yet. You gotta get that.
You love them. Like, where's
No,
the
you
love
can love
here?
people.
No, there's a lot
Where's
of.
the love? I thought we
there's
supposed to be like
You
there's
have
a
to
lot of
get
stuff
to that
we didn't
point.
get to yet,
Somebody.
you know.
You have to
'Cause
build that.
I don't want to be morbid, but most people at that age, you have other stuff going on, other physical stuff, because you're getting older. So now that's something else to deal with. See, when you're 25, please.
Well, I mean, if
Yeah,
Are you
you
looking for a
yeah.
hospice wife?
No,
That's what you're looking for? A hospice
don't mean
wife?
it like
'Cause
that.
now that you
I'm
old
just
and got
saying.
medical issues,
No,
now you want to settle down.
Yeah, well, you know.
Well,
so
no, if you got some
you have to
problems,
think about that.
well, if the men or women and all of them got issues, they got so much stuff on the market now, just be popping some pills and keep it moving. I mean, I don't understand. If you don't want to pop the pill, then you just find another way. That's it. It has nothing to do with that you can't love each other and find a way
Sure you
to
can.
work on whatever it is that you need to work on.
But
That's
I must
what I'm
admit that was
That shouldn't
interesting.
stop.
That
Well,
was
look,
interesting. It took a long time to bring up that
it's
word,
it's
though.
not
You're
a
right about
problem.
that. It took a long time to bring up that love, that word. I'm surprised.
But let me tell you, it's not a problem. If you can't find somebody, they got the new robots out here that look just like women. And that you can get one of these robots. They look just like real people. You know, they very high in demand in Japan. You wouldn't want a robot?
That looks like trouble.
Absolutely not.
No.
I mean,
No.
the women might not want one, but the men, you wouldn't settle for a robot?
Well, man, any hole works for them.
I'm talking to you.
you know.
I'm just saying. Is that cheating? Is that cheating?
No, it's not
No,
cheating.
I don't feel it's watching
Why is it
porn.
cheating?
Is watching porn
That's-
cheating?
Why is it cheating?
I don't know.
That's
That's
your
cheating.
girlfriend. It's the same thing. It's your girlfriend.
She's saying that's the
If you
girlfriend.
get a
That's
man,
gonna be
it'd
your
be your
woman.
boyfriend.
I wouldn't go as far as say a girlfriend, but what I did want to say is that we talking about the evolution here now. We going from handheld vaginas to dildos to the dolls. Remember the big rubber dolls that sell
Yeah.
on Second Street? Yeah, it's just evolution. Now we on to
To
robots.
the robot.
Yeah, but those are the things you leave in your bedroom. You don't bring them out in the street and take them.
That's true.
Well, they didn't. Wait a minute. They didn't talk. They didn't. These talk and correspond with you.
Well, they can talk now and they walk the street with you. They walk the back and they talk.
I mean, do you share this with your friend?
Of course. You
No.
bring them out
No,
with
she
you.
said.
No, I mean, like, do you share it with my boy?
No, it's for
Why
you.
not? It's a toy. It's a toy.
No, it's
What I'm saying,
yours.
that's
It's for
up
you
to
to have.
how you take the robot, because the man that married the robot,
Somebody married a robot?
that's his wife now. So I'm sure he would probably wouldn't share her with anybody or whatever. But I
You can't
mean,
marry
men that just do
you
it
can't
for
marry a
the
toaster.
girls.
You
Let me
can't
tell
marry
you
a
something.
you
You
can't
know,
marry a toaster.
Well, we know it's not in the traditional marriage. We know
listen.
Oh.
What is the psychological implication of this?
if you can't find love, then this is another way of finding love.
If that is love,
You said you having a hard time
No, that's
finding
sex.
somebody.
That ain't love.
That's
This
not.
place to place
that
of
looks
the
like
real
trouble.
person.
that's something else. That's something else.
I mean,
What is something else?
It's just another way of.
Exactly. You can hug on them and you can kiss on them and feel on them. So at least this way you don't feel lonely.
no. You talking about sexual gratification.
Mm-hmm.
Loneliness ain't got no. You can't. A robot can't help me not be lonely. You can't answer me. You can't talk to me. You can't even fight me.
Mm-mm.
Well, what do you want somebody fighting you for?
I'm just making a point. You can't even disagree with me. I mean, you can't even.
Well,
I'm
wait a minute.
assuming
You
it
say
can have a
something like that.
That's why I have no relationship. No.
I think so,
I
Tiffany.
assume I'm assuming it can have it's like AI. It's like these robots
that's
that
what
they're
they are.
building
They
that I'm
talk.
assuming it can have a full conversation with you and talk with you and going back and forth.
Right, but then
But
again,
as we know, AI is going to be a dangerous thing, and I don't know
Exactly.
what that will turn into.
so how secure are your inner thoughts with these robots?
Yeah.
They can get hacked like anything else.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So how secure your inner thoughts?
Okay, well, before you get too happy with your robot, we're gonna take a quick break and we coming right back. So this way you can pick which robot you want. Okay, we'll be right back.
It's Shannon. It's Shannon.
How you holding up? Nothing wrong with getting help.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Hi, if you're just joining us, we're doing our hot topic segment. Before we went to break, we was trying to get a robot girlfriend for Rudy. But he feels that, she can't treat him like he wants to be treated. Let me say this though, but we're laughing about the situation, but this thing is here.
Mhm.
They are here, and it's on the rise, and it's getting worse. And this AI is no joke. I don't know where it's going to lead to or what's going to happen, but I think there's going to be some dangerous things happen. I think it's already happening. I mean, if we down to the robots looking like little humans and things like that, where else are we going? It's getting worse, and it's going to get really dangerous. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Rudy.
Just like the beginning of anything, there's going to be problems. Maybe 100, 200 years from now, it'll be fine. but there are going to be problems. Like with any new thing that started, there's going to be issues and problems. Because just like the information age itself, I wish they would have had all the information age, and I didn't have to run in the house to make a phone call when I was a teenager. But you lose so much of the interpersonal reaction, interpersonal relationship with another human being by all the information. But I wish I had the information. I guess we have to find the balance. Well, and right now, there's no balance because it's new. Everybody's crazy.
No, it's not new. That's the misconception that people have that AI is new. AI has been around for a while. My concern is when you, and I'm sure everybody's familiar with the movie I, Robot, when it comes to a certain part when they can't be controlled, when you no longer now have control and ability to direct them to what you want them to do. That's my concern. When it gets big, when it gets that big, where it's out of control.
Well, yeah, because they were saying that the AIs now were advancing on their own. Their behavior, they're learning to advance without being computerized, which I think that is crazy right there. We're going to have serious problems.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't want to go into the rabbit hole. But remember what I said? It was the same thing you're saying. When we first started flying, planes would crash. When they first started with cars, there was electric cars way back then. Then they stopped it. And eventually there'll be electric cars, but I'm talking way down the line because the oil industry is not going to give it up. Remember what I said. There will be problems in the beginning. Everything y'all just mentioned, I foresee happening. There are going to be tremendous problems until they get it right.
I think we have to look at this from where it's coming from. I mean, most of us, I think I can say most of us, we're going to stick to human beings because we know what they are, even though they could be a problem. We might not be happy with them or whatever, but we know we can relate to them. Now, there are people who do not mind talking to robots, hugging robots, kissing them or whatever. So you just let them people do what they want to do that makes them happy. That's how I look at it. If that makes you happy, then you get your robot. If not, then you move on to something else. You know what I'm saying? Because there's too much stuff going on now. I mean, let's just go into what's his name now, Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook. Now they're uncensored. So now you can get on there and say whatever you want to say, even though people said what they wanted to say before, but they could have a way of either taking them off or shutting it down or whatever. Now, that's not going to happen. So what do you think going to happen now? It was already bad with Facebook because when the Facebook was originally set up, I thought it was set up where you could just talk to your friends or, it would be something good. And all of a sudden now it's like something that shouldn't even exist half of the time that people be saying. And if you're not the type of person that has thick skin, that's why we end up with these young people sometimes killing themselves and stuff because of people saying nasty stuff about them. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I have reservations for that, and I have a big problem with that because that controls the narrative, right? Once you control the mindset of people, how they think, how they move, what decisions they make, you create a bigger facade of what can happen, whether it's good, bad, or indifference. And when you have people like your president-elect that want to be able to be up there to say what they want and nobody's fact-checked and stuff, rather than anyone, I understand there's a First Amendment right, freedom of speech, free speech, all that kind of thing. I reckon people to take the initiative and take the liberty to just don't take face value of what they hear on any media network or platform and fact check 17 because, like you said, kids will commit suicide. There's bullying. There's cyber this, cyber that. All these things going on. It controls the narrative, and once you control the narrative, you control the mind of the people, and then we become the humanized robots that's out there compatible to the metal ones that's gonna be out there. And that's a problem. Because there's some subliminal things that are out there. Even when you watch movies and you're driving, there's a lot of subliminal things and messages and that people don't see, these hidden things. And these things tend to make people do certain things. They make them have certain agendas, make certain decisions, and people don't.
Yeah, I'm just amazed how people can't, because I'm a big opponent of the First Amendment. You have the right to say what you want, whether it's negative or positive. But, I don't know when people are going to realize that, you can meet a stranger in the street and you don't have no history. You can't take what anybody or anything says on face value. At least you shouldn't. You know, I mean, we have it. Hitler didn't have Facebook, but him and Goebbels, his propaganda minister, did such a good job of flying all over. They brought everybody radios so they could give them their negative message. So, you know.
But see, Rudy, when you talk about how we can walk up to somebody or we see someone, we say something, you know, that's not okay, true, but it's okay because it's just you and that person talking. But when you're putting something up where millions of people see it, and people that normally respond negative is the people that wouldn't dare say this to your face. So you don't know
but does it matter? Because suppose that was a good message you were talking about. You would like it to be on Facebook.
No, I'm saying
us to judge
like that
what's
is good.
a good
I'm talking
message.
about negative stuff.
I understand what you're saying, and who's us to judge what's negative? The Klan has a negative message and has no right to be on Facebook. I think see. I don't agree with what the Klan got to say.
I'm saying when you on there and you are saying negative stuff about somebody that pushes them to the point of killing themselves. Adults most likely can handle, but these young kids that's killing themselves because somebody said something so negative to them they couldn't handle it.
Well, you know, it's beyond that. You just can't separate the adults from kids because a lot of adults have some issues. Mental health illness is a big.
But that's what I'm saying. I said for both, but I'm saying it's more concerned with
my
young
thing
people.
It's just a negative connotation of anybody saying anything. You know, because you can't. And I think what people need to do is
that's bullying.
I think this is bullying, but I think people should really minimize taking things for face value for what they hear on any type of social media platform and be able to kind of like look into it. You have a lot of age of technology, things like that. People can fact check things. They can look things because a lot of people don't realize that social media has a big influence of how people respond to daily, everyday situations, whether it's good, bad decisions they make. And you just really don't know. I think everybody, well, for me, I don't even watch the news anymore. I kind of just minimize.
Yeah, I know, right?
Anything just people's being fed to you because you just don't. You just want to have a clear mind because you'll get caught up in what's truth and what's not, and is this for real? Is it not for real?
But that's what's going on Facebook. You can't really tell with these videos what's real and what's not. And then a lot of times the videos are edited, should I say, and it's taken out of the wrong context because you're only getting a part of the video.
And
people is running with it, with that information that's incorrect.
Exactly. And the AI generated. You could take people's voices now, mimic this, mimic that, hearing it. So you say, okay, Tiffany's up there. She's always been good. She's an influencer. I follow, take face value what she's saying. Somebody now, you know, echoes your voice and puts something. Oh, wow. I don't think that would be her, but you know what? I've been valuing her. I've been following her. You know, I put my faith in her. But it's really not you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I feel a little helpless because you know I don't even have a theological. I don't even have a solution because like I don't want to start taking people's rights away, but to allow people to say anything they want. You know, that's a First Amendment right, as long as they're not risking someone else's life. Who's the judge? How do we judge what's is allowed to be said and what's not allowed to be said? Some things are obvious. Some aren't so obvious, especially when it comes to politics, especially when it comes to culture.
But those things are not obvious. It depends on who's engaged. Those things are not obvious. Depending on who's engaged.
Yeah, but why would you just want somebody on there that's so negative talking about you all the time like that when it's unnecessary? Well, that's not what Facebook is supposed to be about.
But Blooded, you can't internalize it. It could be because it could be against somebody's political party, somebody's other, not necessarily towards them personally. So you have to look at the whole overall picture, right? It's just negative connotation, just a negative vibe, just a false narrative.
Yeah, but the thing I'm trying to understand is that when it's just like with anybody that starts anything. So to me, when he started Facebook, he know why he started Facebook and what it was supposed to be. So if people are not using it for what you set it up to be, and now it's causing problems and becoming dangerous and all like that, I think it's to that person's advantage as to say, well, if you're going to do this, just like they was doing before, we're going to take you off or whatever, rather than letting it get out of hand that it starts dangerous and, like I said, with people committing suicide and all like that. That to me, that's up to him. He the one who started it. He the one who made it and everything. So
I
be making decisions.
I have a novel idea. You might not like this, but I have a novel. Just came with a solution. People can own a Facebook. People can own an X. People can own a Twitter. Why doesn't the government have their own site? At least there was a time we trusted the government. At least you could fact check. You could go there because the government, if you want to edit your site, fine. You're the federal government. But I don't see that's not a bad idea. At least that's if we trust the federal government. At least we got some place to check stuff.
Just because
of course you trust your federal government. I mean, they listen to everything.
Well, everybody does.
Well, I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust the federal government.
I trust the federal government.
They listen to
trust Facebook.
They listen to you every day on your phones or whatever you're doing. So that's the same thing. You can't trust them. You can't trust the rest of them. So
that's good. I didn't say they weren't criminals. I said I could trust them. I didn't say they weren't.
Well, I think as an individual, you need to make decisions of what you think is best for you. Yeah. That's what I say. And so my thing is that each person should take in consideration how you feel, what you want to see, and what you want to see on these sites, and what you want to get out of the site or whatever. But anyway, we want to thank everyone for joining us today. And remember, you can see us every Saturday on Brick at 5:30 p.m. and Manhattan Network at 2:30 p.m. And you can catch us here every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. So we want to thank you for joining us. And as always, we'll see you next time.
Today's show is sponsored by Abu's Bakery. If you have a sweet tooth, stop by Abu's Bakery for some delicious cakes and pies.
Would you like beautiful pictures for your home or your office? Then stop by Faith Art Gallery. They have a large selection of pictures from around the world.
It's Shannon.